What were some of the things you did on the side to like kind of get that bread, or just, you know, like
I did one thing on the side, and that was just driving Uber, man. I drove
You mentioned
Uber.
that one of your songs. You
yeah,
said,
when I say you ain't know I used to drive for Uber, that's like
yeah.
that's because I really was picking people up.
All right, what's going on, everybody? You guys are watching One on One, and I'm here at Safe and Sound Festival with Tobi Lou. How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
You just performed your set. It was awesome. When I came, it was like not that many people here, but then kind of like turned up as you started performing and then getting more hype. And then you did Troop, and then people kind of went crazy. I think what makes you stand out is like your excessive use of cartoon animations in your videos, and I think you know that as well.
Yeah.
So I was really, because even like Troop, you had the graduation bear, things like that, and I was wondering how much input do you have when those videos are made and even edited?
Oh, it's a lot. It's I mean, me and Glassface are a team. Like when it comes to it, you know, videos, it's like I wouldn't be able to like have my visions like brought to life without him. Mm-hmm. And like for the idea for Troop, you know, I came up with it with just watching like That 70s Show, kind of high, and I fell asleep, and I was like, yo, it'd be crazy if that was a music video, like the smoke, you know, the smoke circle. And I'm always looking for things to separate, like what can make us put a twist on something and make it different. And I just figured, like, instead of real people, what if we had all cartoons? We couldn't do all cartoons because it's like we don't have that kind of budget. But we figured out, like, okay, we do one real person, one little me, and then like one 3D, you know, thing, and it just turned out like the most interesting thing that we could have done at that point was the Kanye bear. Like, it'd been a while since we had seen like the Kanye bear, the iconic graduation bear. Oh yeah. The reason why I have cartoons now is because of that bear.
Really?
Yeah, because it just had such an impact on my life coming up. So it's just like, I was like, what better way than to pay homage, but then like sitting him like right at the table. So, yeah. That's awesome.
So yeah, it clearly feels like you have a lot of input in the direction of the videos and art and stuff. I was gonna say that's like once you really get bigger as an artist, then you don't really have enough time to be like, hey, I want things to be shot like this, I want things to be shot like that. But is that something you will always stay true to?
Yeah, just because like for better or for worse, I'm a perfectionist, and it's like when you have a vision, it's hard not to just try to have it carried out and like oversee it. Yeah. I'm lucky to have such great, you know, members of the team who I could like pass stuff off to. Like I could like me and Glassface can talk about an idea. He can give me the idea. I can give him an idea. Yeah. And we could shoot something, and then like I could just let him do his work. Yeah. And then like he'll send me edits, and I'll be like, wow, that's crazy. Can we do this? Oh, what if we did this? Then he brings up ideas. And so it's like I'm definitely like hands-on, but I have like amazing people. It's always gonna be like that.
That's awesome. So you're from Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. If I grew up in Chicago, dude, and I was an artist, I'd feel so pressured by living up to names like Kanye, Chief Keef, Common. With you, it's like, and also there's like new artists every day. Like you hear of Juice Wrld and so and so.
Juice WRLD's amazing.
Yeah. How do you feel about you having to live up to like these legacies and things like that?
Well, it's funny. Like for a while, I couldn't handle it. I felt like I couldn't find a voice. Around the time Chance was coming up, and Chance is one of my favorites. Okay. So it felt like I was getting compared too much. You know, I had to figure out a sound, and that's what kind of drove me to leave Chicago for a little bit, just so I can like figure myself out and not be pressured by, you know, all the like amazing things that were happening around the city.
That's true.
Just so I can come back and, you know, know that like, you know, I'm me and no one can do me, and I don't have to worry about anyone else. I can enjoy the Chances, the Vic Menses, the Juice WRLDs.
The list goes on.
Yeah, it's so many. It's just everybody. There's not one G Herbo. Yeah. Lil Baby. There's so many. Yeah, I could go on for days, but actually I gotta drop No Name in there.
Oh, we just saw No Name like the other couple weeks ago.
Yeah, No Name.
No, she's dope.
But I'll stop there. But like I was able to figure out myself so I could be comfortable and not have to worry about trying to live up to other people's sound and like, you know, how they're doing. Because you can't, if you're like going through life comparing yourself to other people, which a lot of us are doing because of the internet, IG and everything, it's hard to make it. Like, you know, you can only really do the best you, and if you're trying to be other people, it's just not gonna work. So
No, that's true. I feel you on that.
but it's good pressure.
Yeah.
Like a Kanye West,
Yeah.
a Twister, a Common,
Yeah.
No ID, like
Yeah.
Chance. All that's good pressure. Like there's stuff I do in music that I wouldn't do today if I hadn't heard Acam rap.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than
Yeah.
having no one in your
Yeah,
city
you know,
that's popping
it's
off.
better.
You know?
It's, you know, the world is like yours to take in you. So you gotta just be inspired and, you know, make it your own. So yeah.
Cool, yeah. And you're from the suburbs of Chicago, correct?
Yeah, like 20 minutes right outside of the city.
Okay, because I found out such a weird thing. Juice WRLD actually went to your school.
Yeah, we went to the same high school.
Yeah.
I didn't know Juice WRLD. I left
Because
senior
you're older
year.
than him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like a couple years older than him, so I think he might have been a freshman.
Okay.
But also I left senior year, and I moved way like west in the suburbs. So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't like see any of my friends or talk to any of my friends. So I saw him at BET Weekend, and like, you know, we were introduced, and someone was like, "Hey, y'all went to HF?" And I was like, "Yo, HF?" Like, it's just a look in people's eyes. We're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
so you know that shit?" Like, yeah.
Yeah. So you talk about the same teachers and what it was.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like I feel like I already knew him just from knowing where he came up.
Yeah. And on the Chicago note, like, you work with No ID a lot, and I would feel like that's amazing if I were you. You know, like, I'm sure you'd look up to him. Is he really like well respected in Chicago from your standpoint?
Yeah, that's an OG. Like this, you can't like. He's responsible for so much. Like he's literally like, and you'll hear Ye talk about him on his albums. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. On College Dropout a lot. Yeah.
That's literally Ye's mentor. Literally the reason, you know, that Ye made beats like the way he did, and
Yeah.
and Ye's the reason why I do a lot of my shit.
Yeah.
So it's like that bloodline, that passing down that
Yeah.
bloodline, you know, it's pretty crazy to me, and
Yeah.
it's definitely an experience, you know, working with him. It's a learning experience, and it's just like soak it all up.
Yeah.
And the best part about it, he's a real guy. He's down to earth. He's not like, he's funny, you know. You meet him,
Yeah.
he'll talk to you like y'all know each other, and that's how it is in Chicago. Like everyone's fam. Like
Yeah.
you're from Chicago, it's like we already know shit about each other just
Yeah.
from being from the same place. So
So like, who linked you? Was it your manager?
it was Taz
Okay.
from Art Club.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her and Derek, my manager.
Okay.
They both know No ID, and they kind of just brought my attention to him. They just like said, "Hey, we're working with this kid.
Yeah.
You know, check him out." And from what he told me the first time we met, he liked the music, but that's not the reason he like chose to like fuck with me.
What was it? Because you're from Chicago, or?
No, it was basically because he saw that I had a vision and he liked it. He like a lot of people make dope music. It goes on and on. You could like, you know, there's so many people, especially today, who have access to, you know, microphones, home studios. They're just making dope shit. But it's about like, to me, I just want to see what type of like experience here, packaging.
Yeah.
Like what am I really buying into?
Yeah.
And for him, that's what he said. Like he saw the videos, he saw the look. He knew I was doing my own thing, and he could tell. So that's what made him like, you know, because he just came out from producing Jay-Z's whole album. So it's like
444. Yeah.
I'm like, you come out from that, and then like you want to work with like me,
That's
just
a blessing.
Tobi Lou. It doesn't make sense. So
No, you're right.
it was amazing, and you know I'm so thankful. And I can't wait for the world to hear what
Yeah.
we're doing.
I was reading about how you kind of, so you were in Chicago, and then you didn't want to go back to school, and you wanted to pursue music. Your parents at the time, they kind of like kicked you out. They said, kind of figure it out. Where did you go?
I went to LA, and it was basically I was playing baseball. I was playing semi-pro baseball, getting paid $600 a month. I was in a room in New Mexico, Alamogordo, New Mexico, with 20 different dudes with like bunk beds lined up. Felt like we were in the army.
Yeah.
I got hurt. I pulled my hamstring. I got sent back home, and it was about a year where I was just like depressed, working, staying up all night making music, going to work, refusing to drink coffee because I didn't want to rely on it. Like just living a really like dangerous life, I would say, especially driving to work. Like just like
Yeah.
you fall asleep, it's like really bad. But
I feel you on that.
then like 6 months in, I just stopped.
Yeah.
My parents said like, you just need to like stop.
Your parents told you to stop?
Well, yeah, they just saw it wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Like saying like, all right, stop. Like, you know, I guess try this music thing for like 6 months. So I was like really working on music for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, all right, you got to figure it out. Like you got to either go back to school, get a job, but you got to get out the house. So I went to LA just because I didn't want to go to New York because I don't want to go to another winter.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone in Chicago that could help me at the time.
Man, yeah.
I had a label calling me, or I was talking to an A&R in LA saying, yeah, if you come out, we could work. So that just ended up being it.
Yeah.
So I came out, took that chance.
I feel like in a place where you're alone, you don't have any friends, no family, that's somewhere where you really have to like hustle.
In LA?
So yeah, even just like going anywhere, you just have to
Yeah.
hustle so hard. Like if I were to,
That's what it was.
Yeah, if I were to move somewhere else and just on my own, I'd have to do so many like side hustles. Like what were some of the things you did on the side to like kind of get that bread, or just like
I
stay
did
with it?
one thing on the side, and that was just driving Uber, man. I
You
drove
mentioned that in
Uber.
one of your songs. You
yeah,
said,
when I say you ain't know I used to drive for Uber, that's like
yeah.
I that's because I really was picking people up. Like
Yeah.
that was my life for 2.5 years, and
Yeah.
it was stressful, but I was thankful that I had ownership of my time, and I kept my Uber app on all day,
Yeah.
and I would just be making beats, recording songs, and if I get a call, I'd just jump in the whip. Hope to God that we weren't going somewhere that it was gonna take fucking 3 hours. But yeah, that's what it was like.
Yeah.
Just a lot of crazy things happen when you're
Yeah.
driving Uber, in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll never forget that grind, and I miss it a little bit because it at least allowed me to like really get out the house every day. Like
Yeah.
now I'm so cooped up and just like always making music. Like we've dropped so much music this year, and we're still dropping more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thankful for that time.
Yeah.
It taught me a lot.
Yeah, that rings a bell. And in your song "The Blue," it was like, "I need real money. I don't want to drive Uber forever."
Yeah, because when I started driving Uber, you could actually make good money. Like,
Okay.
my goal was just to make $100 a day.
Yeah.
$100 a day, I was cool. And like, there was weeks I was like, one week I had made like 1,000. I went to the grocery store. I actually wrote this song called "Numbers" in the grocery store because I had bags of groceries on me. I had enough money to get like a lot of food. So it was like bags on me, like I'm doing numbers, like cash. And Uber didn't allow anyone to get tips back then either.
Oh, okay.
So that week I got like a $50 tip from a stranger, like cash, the same.
$50 tip?
Yeah, like
the heck, it's
like
a blessing.
a $15 ride and a $50 tip.
Okay.
And then like even like a 20 or anything helped. But like, so I had cash on me, and like I was just literally just buying food.
Yeah.
Like, damn, my fridge about to be stocked up for a week. So yeah, it was definitely something I don't forget, because that's really like some of the weirdest and hardest times, but also like paid off my life.
And I know Cudi and Kanye really, I think they're the ones who want to make you rap. Is that true?
Yeah. Will Smith. I feel like Will Smith and Notorious B.I.G. I really liked.
Okay.
It wasn't until Kanye when I was like, damn, like I could do this. Like he's weird, so I want to do this shit too.
Yeah.
Because I'm weird. And then Cudi, like for a lot of people, he just changed everything about me. Like I didn't know if I had bars. I'm still like convincing myself like, yo, it's okay, you can rap. Like it's okay to let these bars go today.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until Cudi came that I was like, yo, I can just. What does Cudi do? He literally, like, of course he has melodies and shit, but he literally just is like, hey, I'm Kid Cudi, and I'm just gonna put my presence over a song.
Yeah. And just like his whole life and all of his insecurities and everything.
And that's where I was like, okay, I don't have to go for the #1 rapper ever. I can literally just like connect to people through vibes and feelings, and that helped a lot. So, and today, it's Frank Ocean. That's who I love, and
I kind of see that in your music a little.
do you?
I see the vibe. Yeah.
I fuck with him. I fuck with him heavy. I feel like he's the one that he's been able to combine like the beautifulness of like singing with like the craziness of like a Young Thug, and like just fuse shit like on shit like Chanel, Provider, like his newest shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's just ahead of the game.
Yeah, got you. And then for Kanye, okay, so if you could go back in time like 10 years, or like let's say like 8 years, and say something to Kanye, what would you say versus like now? If you got to actually meet him in person and just like have a real conversation.
If I got to say, it'd be probably the same thing. It'd be like.
But he's tweaking now, like he's going crazy now.
Yeah, it's like shit that happens now doesn't erase what he's done. I can definitely say like, hey, if I was with him, like, hey, I don't agree on your your policy or your view on like Trump and shit. You know, I'm always gonna say like Donald Trump, you know, bitch. Like, you know, that's how I feel about Trump. Like, so like you, whenever the situation, you have to be your own man. You have to be your own like person about shit.
Yeah.
No matter how much you look up to someone, like they're gonna do shit that you don't agree with.
Yeah.
And we could get to that portion of the conversation, but that's not the first thing I'm bringing up. You know, I'm be like,
college dropout.
yay! Like, what the fuck? Like.
So what would you actually say? Like, what would you literally?
It depends on how I'd be meeting him. Like, my glass face saw him in a cafe in LA and hit me up. He's like, "Yay is here," and I was just like,
"Get a taxi, go."
I was just like, "What?" So if it was like that, really, it'd just be on some fan shit. I'd just be like, "Man." I'd just be a fan. But if it was on some like other shit, I'd probably say thank you. Like, you know, like, thank you for all you've done. Like, you're the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. If it was on some other shit, I'd probably say thank you for all you've done. You being the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now I gotta pick your brain type shit, you know.
I feel you.
I gotta ask you so much.
Yeah. So last thing is like, I just want to let you know that in your songs, this is the way I see it. You definitely do talk about subjects that are a little serious or even like kind of sad, but you do it over such a like an upbeat type of song, where it's like people, it's like to like forget about everything that you're sad about. That's at least what I hear from it. So I want to commend you on that, because I feel like you can make people's day and just make them forget about all the shit that's going on in their life, you know? Would you agree with that?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And I attribute it to one thing. Hey Ya by Andre 3000.
Okay.
Hey Ya is the most happiest sounding song in the world, but it's actually about divorce. He's talking about why marriages don't last today.
I wouldn't even know that. I just think of it.
Go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to it. Read the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, the whole song is about divorce and how like we're not like our parents. Thank God for our parents, because we're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. But hey, y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all just want to dance. So being able to talk about such a serious, like sad matter over such a happy sounding song, that was like the formula for me.
Yeah.
And to this day, like I'm making like songs now, and I'm like, I'm going into different moods and shit, like, cause I'm not always a happy person.
Yeah.
But I still have people say like, man, you just make me so happy. So I'm just like, I get confused. I'm just like, wait, it just must be the same thing. Like, not a lot of people know that Hey Ya is a sad song.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it, cause I like I like being the one that cheers people up.
Awesome. Well, I love that about you. I really respect that, and thank you. I really had fun talking to you, man. Watching your set.
17's Tobi Lou. This is 1-on-1.
Go get Tobi Lou and the Juice right now.
Yeah, go get all three of them. The Juice, the Loop, the Moon. We got another one coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a secret. We'll talk about that off camera. But yeah, thanks so much to Tobi Lou, man. 1-on-1. Let's get it.
Appreciate it, man.
Yo, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's 1-on-1 episode. It was really special to me, and I think it was the best interview that I've ever conducted. That day I just felt such at ease going back and forth with him, and he's just a really kind person overall. I think he would definitely want you guys to, follow both of us on Instagram at KidsTakeOverIG and at Tobi Lou. And I think he would also want you guys to watch the last video we did, the behind the scenes video, and subscribe, of course. So yeah, what are you waiting for?